Hello, my name is Masha, and today I want to teach you how to make this beautiful friendship bracelet. This bracelet is a classic and it's also one of my favorites. I cannot count how many of this pattern I have actually made in my lifetime. I've made this pattern in so many different color combinations, so many times. It is an absolute classic. I also really love the colors that I picked out here. The outline color here is actually like a purple or like a maroon color, and I love how it looks with all the other sprinkles as well. It also looks really cute with the twisted ties at the end. Going into this tutorial, I expect that you know how to make the basic knots, and I will only be naming the knots rather than showing you how to make them. If you need a tutorial on the basic knots, I have one that's linked in the card and in the description. But with that being said, let's get into the tutorial. For this bracelet, you're going to need 4 colors plus an outline color, 5 in total. You're going to need 1 string for each of the individual colors, about 1 meter in length, and you're going to need 8 strings for the outline color, also about 1 meter in length. Don't forget to leave about 10 to 15 centimeters of string taped off before you make your start. You will use those strings later to create the ties. It'll be a bit difficult to do a loop for this bracelet, so I'm not going to give alternative measurements for this one. I'm going to be starting with a half triangle end, but you can start whichever way you like. You just need to know the string order. So let's get into that. So this is how I arrange the strings for this bracelet. I've made a half triangle end. I won't be explaining how to do this here. I've got a separate tutorial on that to save time, but all you need to know is the string order. And that's also all you need to know if you're making any other kind of start. As long as your strings are in this order, you can follow this tutorial. And the order for that is an outline color, then the first color you want to appear in your bracelet, 2 more strings of the outline color, the second color you want to appear in your bracelet, 2 more strings of the outline color, then the third color you want to appear in your bracelet, 2 more strings of the outline color, the last color you want in your bracelet, and then the last string of the outline color. With our strings in the correct order, we can start making the bracelet. There are 3 repeating rows to this pattern, and they're relatively easy. You just have to keep track of the number of knots that you're making. We start off with the 2 strings on the side, and we make a backward knot between them. So my blue color is making a backward knot onto the outline. Next, we need to make 5 forward knots with this outline string. The easiest way to remember that is to separate the strings beforehand, and we're going to be making a forward knot onto 2 of the outline strings, the second color string, and 2 more of the outline strings. So by the third color is where you want to stop. So the easiest way again is to separate them first and then just make 5 forward knots with this outline color onto each of these strings one by one. After that, we've reached the third color string and it's going to be doing a backward knot onto this string. And once that is done, this same outline string is going to be making 4 forward knots until the end. That was row 1. For row 2, we're going to be starting with the 2 outermost strings again on the left. And once again, we're going to be doing a backward knot between the 2, but this time the backward knot is with the outline string onto the blue string. Next, we're going to be making 3 forward knots with this blue string along the 3 strings that are after it. That's the outline string, the yellow string, and another outline string. And after that, we just make a backward knot with the outline string onto the blue. We make another backward knot with the color string onto the blue, this time it's the pink. And 1 more backward knot with the outline string. After that, the blue string does 3 forward knots along this outline string, this color string, and another outline string. And for the last knot of this row, we're going to be doing a backward knot with the outline string onto the color string. 2 rows down, 1 more to go. We take the outermost string, which is this outline string, and we separate 4 strings after it. Those are going to be the 4 strings before this color string, which is pink for me. And with this outline string on the left, we're going to be making 4 forward knots along these 4 strings. We now encounter this color string, and we're going to be doing a backward knot with the color string onto the outline string. And after that, we do 5 forward knots onto these 2 outline strings, the color string, and 2 more outline strings. And for the last knot before the pattern repeats, we're just going to be doing a backward knot with the blue string onto the outline string. And that's it. At this point, the pattern repeats and you can follow the tutorial from the beginning. There are timestamps in the description to make that easy for you to do. Of course, the colors have changed, but the number of the knots and the position of the strings should all be the same. Since we're making this bracelet in a candy stripe row fashion, you can also finish this bracelet at any point. I would recommend finishing it after the third repeating row, so at this point, just because that would mimic how we started it as well. And once you're done, you can finish it in a half triangle end or in any other way that you'd like. Once again, the tutorial for half triangle ends is linked in the description of this video. I'm gonna go finish this bracelet off camera and I'll see you once I'm done. And this is what the bracelet turned out like. I love this one. It's so cute. I don't really wear my friendship bracelets, but I think I'm gonna be wearing this one. I just really love how it turned out. As I said, this pattern is one of my favorites and I think you can see why. I finished this bracelet off with twisted ties and I think they look absolutely gorgeous as well with the colors split like that. I have a separate tutorial on twisted ties. I'll leave that linked in the card and in the description. If you have any questions about this tutorial, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll try to respond to as many as I can. And please tag me in pictures if you make a bracelet following this tutorial as well. My book, The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets, which is a collection of photo tutorials, is now out worldwide. You can purchase it wherever you typically buy books, but there is also a direct link in the description. And before I go, I want to give a special shout out to my patrons and especially my top supporters. It's with your support that I'm able to create the videos that I do on this channel, so thank you so much for that. If you also want to become a patron and support the work that I do on this channel, the link to that is in the description. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and I will see you in my next one. Bye!